Hello there, greetings all. I hope that everyone has had a great day, and I pray that it ends well for you. So I had to come on here for a moment and just speak, just talk about a little bit what I'm going through. Um, it's a lot, and I know that by speaking what I'm going through, giving my testimony, it helps others. And it also helps me in return because I know that I'm not the only one that's going through. Okay, so I have been on a journey for the last few years, probably like it started the year of COVID. I have been on this journey of learning and healing from my past, and and deciding that I would like to live for God. Like I want to live for God. In the past, I've always been a lukewarm Christian and doing what I wanted to do, going by my own will, and it's never led me anywhere. It hasn't gotten me anywhere but in more turmoil and more frustration, more trouble. Just it hasn't been leading me anywhere. So when my life had changed, a couple years ago, almost a couple years ago, it woke me up. And so since then, I have been on this journey of a new journey of walking with God and only listening to God, allowing Him to be the head of my life. And it has not been all delightful. It hasn't been the most. I don't even know how to explain it. This journey has been difficult for me. However, it's been very beneficial. It's been lucrative for me to change my life and stick to it. And so I've been battling, I'm still battling, but I'm a little bit better with it, with me, the old me versus the new me. So in January of this year, I made some decisions. I rededicated my life back to Christ, which I was saved, but I did not have a relationship with Christ. I was a lukewarm Christian again. I was more religious than spiritual. I did not have that connection with Christ. And so when I also rededicated my life to Christ and I was baptized, like that Sunday that it happened, I was so emotional. I was scared, but since I have made this decision, I have not looked back. And it's been a few months, and I feel so convicted when I do things, try to fall back into my old ways, when I try to lead to my own understanding or do things my way. I feel heavy conviction. And I wanted to come and talk to you all today in case, because God has led me to. I'm going through this journey, and I know I'm not alone. And I just wanted to also send a warning out to you all, because as I've been going through this journey of me realizing how far I was from God, how far I was just doing things on my own, sinning. I always looked at it before with my carnal thoughts and my carnal mind, that God knows my heart. It ain't nothing. It's just a little weed. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit of alcohol. It's a little bit of this. It's a little bit of that. It just because I feel like I don't treat nobody wrong. I don't do anything wrong. I was not realizing that my body is a temple. And I must, like God had created, He created us. He made us perfect in His image. He made me perfect in His image. So I know I had to make some really hard decisions, but the decisions were so worth it. As far as me taking care of my body, watching what I put in my body, watching what I do to my body, just all of it, all the way around, meat, sugar, all of that. God has really, he's transforming my life. And it can be lonely at times because there are not many people who understand. There are not really many people who really get it. And so this is my outlet, I do talk to people when I come across them, stranger or whatever. I tend to just meeting people and just talking about the Lord and the goodness, so this is where I'm at. And what I was going to warn you all about is we do have to be careful about what we put in our bodies. I didn't know how unhealthy I was. I didn't know until it's now that I'm on a healthier journey. I'm watching what I do, what I take, what I drink. I was not a heavy drinker, but I drank wine daily. I feel like I needed a bottle of wine just to be a mother and a wife and keep going to work and functioning. But I was really a train wreck. I really was. So and then also, so once I stopped taking so much alcohol or drinking it, and that wasn't even, to me, that wasn't the struggle. But the struggle for me to stop was smoking marijuana. It became my dependency. I became dependent on it every time when something to go my way, or I felt like I just needed to have it. But now that I'm cleansing my body, I don't need any of that. God is all that I need, everything and all that I need. And I wanted to come on here to encourage you. And I don't want to bash anybody. I don't want to make anybody feel bad or guilty, because this is not what it's about. But if this triggers something in you, and it's conviction, allow God to work in you and work through you. And I am praying with you and for you. And pray for me, because I still struggle on a daily basis. But once I started to clean up my life and allow God to follow and lead, man, when I tell you that my life has changed, and my current circumstances have not changed. However, my life has changed just because I have so much peace in my life, so much joy. It's a joy for me to be a mother to my children. It's a joy for me to be a wife to my husband. I enjoy it. I embrace all of these things. In the beginning, I didn't know how to, but when God woke me up, and I had nobody else to lean and depend on, not my mama, not my daddy, nobody could get me out of these circumstances that I am in. I leaned on God, and God has changed my life. He is changing my life. And I want to encourage you to lean on to God, and just think about what I'm saying about especially us as Christians that claim to love the Lord, but we live a life of our own will. We don't allow God to work it out. We jump the gun, and because we get so impatient and tired of waiting on Him, we do it on our own. But that's not how God has everything set up to plan. And every time when we do go according to our own will, it does not work out. It never works out. And it takes longer for us to get to the other side because we didn't wait on God. So I'm telling you to wait on God, to trust God, and get into your word. Because when you get into your word, it will change you. It will change you. All right. I have much more to say, but this is all I'm going to say for it now. You all have a blessed one. All right.